Hey everyone, it's McMage, and in this video I'm going to help you find all of the Maggie Adler letters in Oxenfree 2 Lost Signals. They're going to be divided up into 3 different sections: letters to JB, letters to Ingrid White, letters to Mel Chapman, Kenneth Young, and finally a hidden secret letter once you collect the rest of the 12. Here's a map of the location of all the letters divided into the specific people sections. And if you haven't already, be sure to check out my Oxenfree 2 playthrough, fully complete and out now on my YouTube channel. Alright, let's get into it. The first letter to JB can be found at the bottom of Tatiga Falls on the biggest rock.
A flash of green. What did Maggie say?
J. I saw it. You doubted me, but I saw it. A flash of green right at sunrise. Blink and you'd miss it. Well, I didn't blink. Next time I'm waking you up to watch it with me. You've been warned. Don't worry. I'll have coffee made. M. The second letter to JB can be found near this animal burrow towards the top of Camber Cape, where we put our first transmitter.
Anna. Who was Anna?
J. It was an accident. A careless mental mistake. 2 syllables. But you're not wrong. Anna is never far from my thoughts, her name never far from my lips, clearly. Do not think this is by choice, so much of my life is not by choice. So much of all of life, or so I tell myself. I wish I could tell you it will never happen again. I wish I could tell you many things. M. The third letter to JB can be found at the bottom point of Point Tilia, after this little canopy campground area past this desk.
Did they...
J. I saw the green flash again, this time at sunset. It wasn't as bright. I would apologize, but you told me not to, so instead I will try to show gratitude. Thank you for not hating me. Thank you for having the courage to point out what was clearly right in front of me. Thank you for tolerating the absolutely dreadful coffee I make every morning. Anna would want me to let go. Anna would be furious at me for this pitiful little cage I've built for myself. I can see her now, flustered and cursing and thrusting me into your arms. Best of luck with your life and your heart. Though you'd insist it's not needed, I hope someday you can forgive mine. M. The first letter to Ingrid can be found above the Garland Cemetery outside the church.
Parentage was trying to recruit Maggie Adler or something?
Ingrid, while I appreciate your attempts to rouse this old sleepwalker, I don't think Parentage is the group I need. I'm sure they're good people. You're good people. But I really don't need a social club, and particularly one with such obscure beliefs. I know you said I could ignore the bells and whistles, as you put it, the star maps and all that, but I can't help but feel uneasy with the things they choose to call important. Changing the context of your perspective is manipulation, Ingrid, even if it's for an ostensibly good purpose. Regardless, at the end of the evening, I'm perfectly content with my books, my thoughts, and my easy chair. The chattering of wind chimes is enough for me. Thank you for the invite. The second letter to Ingrid can be found outside of Funny's Family Mart, next to the dumpster.
These feel a little more considered than random stray thoughts, but okay, Maggie.
Ingrid, stray thoughts. Consider this an addendum to our last conversation. I have no religion. I cannot say it is the pursuit of knowledge, as I gave up the chase quite a while ago. My father was devout, my mother less so. I patterned after her. Faith in a system where I cannot see its purpose is hard for me. What is the purpose of chemical existence? I've never read a satisfactory answer. Mayhem is the order in which the universe was founded, I think. The stories we take from that mayhem are trying to line up events in a way that makes sense for our sanity. I am happy for anyone who finds peace in this ocean, so I am happy Parentage gave you some peace. I am not exactly jealous, but perhaps I should be. M. The final letter to Ingrid is a little hidden, and it's just below the ranger station, past these bushes, over this log,
Oh, there's...
and up on
I
this
think
hill.
that's a frog, right? Sorry, I don't know why I got so excited.
Hey, frogs can be exciting, dude. They're frogs. They're freaking cool. Where was it?
I actually think it was just a rock.
Understandable.
Oh, Olivia wasn't planned for. I wonder if she knows that.
Ingrid, I've never been, nor will I ever be pregnant, so I can't say I understand Marigold's struggle. But I do sympathize. We plan our lives, and then things happen. You say parentage helped her and her husband accept the birth of Olivia, that they provided a structure for the chaos of early parenthood. But Olivia is a person, not a problem to be solved. How will this structure affect her own life? I enjoy our talks, but I think we should not discuss parentage anymore. I admittedly struggle when the topic is broached, so I do not wish to offend. But I find no sense or harmony in the stars. They are celestial giants beyond my understanding, who do not know or care that I am here. It only saddens me how you see them, Ingrid. It saddens me to think how Olivia will see them. Not as they are, but as reflections of herself. M. The first letter from Mel Chapman can be found at the beginning of the Pemmican Trailhead, after you leave the Copper Creek Trail, off to this little outlet on the left.
My mother was an undertaker. That's one way to start a letter, Maggie.
Mel, my mother was an undertaker. I grew up in a graveyard. They say a cemetery is no place for a child, but for me it's a place of happy memories. Somewhere I go on gray days. Sometimes, wandering beside the headstones, I swear I can still smell my mother's perfume. Funny that we should run into each other there. You don't meet many fellow amateur radio enthusiasts in the wild, let alone one conducting experiments. I must say the amplifier you are working with has thoroughly piqued my curiosity. And homemade, no less. Bravo. I've always theorized that increased amplification of, well, any signal, really, could uncover all sorts of wonders and terrors and all those beautiful and awful things we dream about at night. For better or worse, I'm hoping perhaps we could work together to see if those theories are true. Also, I would love to hear who Tom was, if you're so inclined. Maggie. The second note to Mel can be found just above the general store area next to this flagpole.
So, embarrassing.
What is this?
Oh, no way. I buried this. When I was a kid, Maggie had me bury letters for her. Weird, I know, but she paid $5 each. I promised I'd never read any of them. Never did. Never will. Keep your eyes open. I guarantee there are more of these out there.
She was still trying to experiment with this stuff, even then.
Mel, I still cannot believe the progress we've been making, and yet it feels as if we've barely begun climbing. Between your theories about the potential of the electromagnetic field and the technology we're developing, I feel illuminated. The bright light of possibility. I'm hoping for our next experiment we could try a new location, though I must say the silent audience of headstones is soothing to me, for however strange that must sound. I must confess that I took a look at Tom's headstone out of unconquerable curiosity. My deepest condolences. So young. Too young. Maggie. The third and final letter to Mel can be found at the top of this little cliff, heading towards the Pemmican Trailhead at the Copper Creek Trail.
Something must have gone wrong with their whatever they were doing.
Mel, since you didn't want to hear it, you'll just have to read it. Our work will not yield the results you're looking for. It just won't. Tom, I'm so very sorry to say, is beyond our reach, beyond anyone's reach. Though hypocritical of me to say, I encourage you to look forward. If that's as impossible for you as it is for me, then perhaps try to change how exactly you look back. Take Hank to visit Tom. I know he's an infant, for now it's not for him, and when Hank is old enough to understand, tell him about his older brother. About Tom. That small patch of earth, those letters carved in stone, they can be so much more than a place for pain. The world has enough of those. Make it something else, something better. Thank you for your help. My work would have never grown as it has without you. Now go find Hank and take a walk, and if you see me there wandering, do wave. Maggie. The first letter to Kenneth can be found after we pass through the caves at the Waterhead Bluffs, on the other side of this little parkour puzzle.
I think one of Maggie's old army buddies turned into a pen pal.
Dear Kenneth Young, it's nice to hear from you. I always assumed you moved to North Carolina, so it was especially nice to hear that this wasn't the case. Managing your dad's textile plant just didn't seem to suit you. I think you'll find Camina still has its limited charms. They've improved the roads, and the shellfish is still excellent. I wouldn't visit Milner, though. It's unrecognizable from when we were stationed. It's a tourist factory now, and their wares are overpriced. The bad dreams are a common refrain from other past recruits. After the Kanaloa, people seem to have a much harder time sleeping. I wouldn't think much of it. Turn off your TV after 10 p.m. It will help. M. The second letter to Kenneth can be found at this right ledge after leaving the caves from the Waterhead Bluffs in Charity Point.
Whatever happened at Fort Milner must have really messed things up for a while.
Kenneth, don't follow the whispers you hear on the radio. Those things you hear at night are orphan dreams, looking for someone to startle and haunt. See your family more often. They care about you. Your visions don't. M. Kenneth's final letter can be found at the bottom of Horseshoe Beach on the other side of this little waterway.
Don't feel bad, Kenneth. I get the feeling Maggie didn't meet anyone for lunch.
Kenneth, I think you should believe your daughter. Let her help you, as you helped her learn how to walk, how to dress, how to eat, how to think. Let it be her turn. As for me, no, I never had kids, and it was the right choice. Though I guess I would have to believe that, now that it's an impossibility. I do know I would have ruined them. I'm sorry we never met up for that soup and conversation. It's getting harder and harder for me to leave my house, though not due to any physical limitations, really. My habits have formed such cavernous grooves, I cannot seem to climb my way out. Take care, Kenneth. Make friends in your new home and new city. Tell your grandchildren who you were and listen to their stories. They're better than ours. M. The final secret letter can only be found after you have collected all of the other letters, and it can be found below Jacob's place in Berenson Creek by his little bunker shed. Jacob, I have one last mystery for you. I don't know if you read these letters. I doubt you do. You always follow instructions so well. But just in case. Of the many mysteries I have shared with you, there is one I have never solved, and I know I never will. So I leave it to you to put together the pieces. Please solve the mystery of how to walk away and not look back. The Kanaloa, the radio signals, the lights in the sky. Let them die of neglect. You deserve better than the dusty regrets of an old woman too afraid to let go. One last mystery. Solve it. With affection and apologies. Maggie.
Oh.
She was right. I never read them. Never.
How are you feeling?
It's, complicated. Which is just another way of saying it's hard, and I don't want to talk about it. But it is complicated.
Do you want to talk about it?
I probably should. The list of shoulds. Such a tapestry. Come on, let's, move on. Yeah, let's get going.
Hey, come on. Talk to me. Clearly she was important to you.
I won't lie, things aren't perfect. I'm not perfect. But Maggie didn't burden me. She freed me. What I did with that freedom is on me, not her. I wish I could tell her that, but I can't. So I guess I won't.
She was really lucky to have been your friend.
We were both lucky. Two lucky, sad weirdos. I'll take it. Well, I guess I broke my promise. Forgive me, Maggie.